Team Supernova podcast. Today we are looking at Mountain Dew mixes. I'm Darn.
I'm Tebow.
So yeah, people like to mix their Mountain Dews a lot. That seems to be just something that seems unique to Mountain Dew. A lot of other sodas people don't tend to mix as much. But first we do want to mention that both Tebow and I have gotten the all-new Mountain Dew Zero Sugar Blue from Korea. Later on in the episode, we will be diving into that, so stick around if you want to see our reviews.
We're very excited about that, personally.
Yeah, so let's just jump into it. We have a list of some mixes that we were planning on making today. Tebow, what's one that you were thinking of making?
You know, lots of the mixes that we're going to be using. Classic OG Dew. I think a good one to start would be OG and OJ. Specifically, Tropicana orange juice.
Yeah, so this is actually a mix that Taco Bell used to sell at one point as a breakfast item. It was called Mountain Dew AM, and I believe Applebee's at one point was also selling it.
I believe you are correct.
Under a different name. I forgot what the name was.
Didn't Dunkin' Donuts do it at one point too?
It could have, really. Also, just
I might be making that up.
As a heads up, as like a sort of trigger warning, if you don't like the sound of liquids being poured into a cup, the YouTube version, we will have the pouring sounds remaining, but I will cut them out of the Spotify version on Spotify or any other streaming services.
So yeah, if you want to get that Mountain Dew ASMR, go to YouTube.
For the sake of consistency, I will be using American Mountain Dew. So will we just do a 50-50 mix?
I think that's what they say.
And Tropicana specifically seems to be what gives the best results from what I've heard from other people. And also Tropicana is what Taco Bell used to use for Mountain Dew AM. So
I've heard a lot of people say that as well.
Yeah, better to be safe than sorry. Also,
Definitely.
Tropicana is a Pepsi product, so we're not cross-mixing like with that Powerade mix that we did a couple episodes back.
So many people said that we were that it was wrong because we didn't use Gatorade.
I've used Gatorade before. It is not the same either. Better to be safe than sorry.
Like it makes the color.
Also, Tropicana is a Pepsi
I don't think
product,
it goes any
so
farther than that.
we're not cross-mixing like with that Powerade mix that we did a couple episodes back. Easier to see. I'm just smelling the orange juice.
The smell, it almost reminds me of just like a orangey or real sugar.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It is interesting that they don't do it anymore at Taco Bell. You know, like they have the stuff. Why don't they just? I mean, I'm sure you could probably get it like if you asked for it, but obviously like it's not on the menu anymore.
For me, I think the orange juice is just very strong. I would probably use if I were to make this for myself again, I would probably use less orange juice, more Mountain Dew, but it's pretty good.
I'd probably do like a 70-30 ratio due to OJ maybe.
You know what? I'll try that right now. Just because I have the ingredients out. I'm going to do a 1/4 ounce of OJ.
You're right.
And
The
then,
OJ is a little bit overpowering.
Yeah, this one, it looks like kind of watery or I don't know. Doesn't show up that well on camera, but it's like I could kind of see the bottom now. Okay, that is very good.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
just,
like 70-30-ish is more the key.
Yeah, I think that, you know, play with it to your own tastes. You know, the beauty of mixing is you could just play with the recipe.
True.
Because you're mixing it yourself. I would give this maybe like a 5 out of 10.
I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
It's good, but it mostly tastes like orange juice. The aftertaste of the Mountain Dew kind of clashes with it a bit. But
yeah,
it's pretty solid, though. It's not bad.
I think it's good. I just don't Like, it's good, but am I surprised? Like, I just don't think it's anything special, if I'm being honest. But it's good, you know? It's a very safe mix.
So here's a mix that I hear a lot of people talk about online as well, kind of just as a suggestion. Original Mountain Dew and Orange Crush. If you combine it, it's supposed to taste like LiveWire. I'm not convinced, though.
What ratios do the people say about that one?
I have no idea. Let's just do 50-50 again.
All right. Works for me.
A lot of these we don't have proper ratios for, so we're just going to do 50-50. And if we feel like adjusting it, maybe we could. So for starters, just based on the smell, that does not smell like LiveWire.
It's definitely the color of LiveWire, but
let me smell the real thing. No, that's not the same smell.
I wonder if the root of all of these X tastes like Y recipes is just the color. Not that anyone on the internet would ever taste anything based on color, but
yeah, no, of course not. Like, there's no one out there that believes that, like, all the Skittles taste the same, or, like, a lot of the Mountain Dews taste the same, or, you know, any of that, so.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would trust everyone to not just taste based on color, but to taste off of taste. Anyway, yeah, cheers. I like that. It's not LiveWire, but I like that.
So I don't have LiveWire to compare it to, so you'll be able to way more easily.
This has less orange to it. It does have a bit of a weird aftertaste to it. Citrus aftertaste. I'm not really tasting it at all, but it, like... Actually, I think it makes the crush better, though.
For me, it's interesting since I can't compare it. It reminds me of LiveWire, but I can't really say if it tastes like it or not.
I think it's better than LiveWire, actually.
Shots fired.
I'd give it an 8 for quality of the taste. I really like the taste of it.
Yeah, this is really good.
I'd give it a 3 for accuracy.
I'd give it a 7.5 for taste. Really, really good. In the same vein of the last one.
So, you know, Pitch Black is a grape-ish flavor of Mountain Dew. So a lot of people also have the same suggestion. Mix grape and regular Mountain Dew to get Pitch Black, which
just
I think
smelling the grape crush, there's no way this is gonna work.
It smells like medicine to me.
This is just a totally different... I don't even know how to say what I'm trying to say. It's just nowhere close to Pitch Black. I feel like this is a totally different grape flavor. I don't think I'll hate it, but I don't think it's going to be Pitch Black.
I'm just smelling like cough medicine. And of course, I do have a bottle to compare.
Somehow I have a feeling the comparison won't be necessary, but...
No, that is way different. And the color is, like, not as black.
Why does it almost smell worse when it's been mixed? It just smells so candy-like. And not in a good way.
I just don't like that smell. I associate it too much with grape medicine I've had as a kid.
That's not Pitch Black.
Nope. Absolutely not. I'm not even going to drink this out of disrespect for this mix.
That's not Pitch Black.
I'll give it a 0 for taste, a 0 for accuracy. Because I just really don't like grape soda.
I'll give it a 2. It's not great. I like grape soda, but Faygo is better than this.
I do like Pitch Black, though.
Yeah, so it would have been very easy for you to tell if it made Pitch Black.
Oh yeah, I like this Pitch Black. That is good. Sorry if I'm making anyone jealous. So a couple episodes back, I did mention that there was a user on the Mountain Dew wiki who said that 50-50 lemon lime Gatorade and 50-50 regular Mountain Dew tastes like Mountain Dew Sport, which was a discontinued flavor of Mountain Dew from like late 80s, early 90s, which was like a kind of carbonated, not fully carbonated, like sports drink that was trying to compete with Gatorade before Pepsi bought Gatorade.
Yeah, I'm curious how this one's gonna work. I mean,
so neither of us, I don't think, have had Mountain Dew Sports, so we can't really comment on the accuracy, but we'll try it. See how good this mix is.
it smells like it could be from the 80s. I don't know if that makes sense. It smells old.
I think I still smell the grape in here. I should probably rinse this out. Yeah, that smells good.
All right, let's just get right into it.
Yeah, you can really tell that the lemon lime flavor from the Gatorade is not from Mountain Dew.
I would believe that this is what it tasted like, because I know that, they said that it didn't really do well and it got cut pretty early. I would believe that this is what it tasted like, and I could easily see why it did not do well if this is what it tasted like.
Yeah.
My biggest question is, who are they marketing with this?
Well, it was to compete with Gatorade.
That's fair.
The Gatorade really overpowers the Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I would definitely agree.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, try putting in more Mountain Dew in there.
All right, that's definitely a little bit better.
Yeah, I kind of like it, but I'd give it a 5 for taste, though.
I think I'm going to give it a 4. It's okay. It's not great. I'm not going to send a postcard about it.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not great. So, Tebow isn't able to find ginger beer, so I'm going to have to field this one on my own. So one thing that I kind of came up with was if you mix ginger beer and regular Mountain Dew, again, we're almost done with the regular Mountain Dew ones, I promise. Mixing those, I think we'll get something kind of similar to OG Flamin' Hot, the Dew Store release. It tickles my nose just smelling it.
Just like Flamin' Hot.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's not totally accurate. There's ginger flavor in this one. I don't think there's ginger flavor in Flamin' Hot.
Right.
One thing I would kind of do on the fly, actually, just because I'm curious, I think I might add also an ounce of LiveWire. So this will be a 3-ingredient mix.
See what that does to it.
This looks kind of a little bit more like Flamin' Hot. And
Color-wise,
Flamin'
yeah.
Hot was like red. This is like a orange, but still. No, I think that's farther. That's farther from Flamin' Hot.
Away.
Yeah. I would maybe do like less ginger beer, more regular Mountain Dew, but the experience is pretty similar. It kind of drinks you back a bit.
Speaking of Flamin' Hot, I could go ahead and make one of the what a lot of the internet would probably consider to be the most cursed mix, but I know you don't believe so.
That's Flamin' Hot and Gingerbread Snapped that Tebow is mixing. He actually suggested to me to try that one, and I tried it once, and it was actually pretty good. I don't want to use some of my last gingerbread and Flamin' Hot to actually make this, though, but Tebow, thank you for making the sacrifice for this podcast.
I won't get ahead of myself before I do the mix, but so yeah, 50-50. Muffin's real interested in it. Here we go.
That looks like LiveWire. I wonder how much that'll taste like LiveWire.
I bet it'll be exactly like it. It's just such a good combination of the two because it kind of gives you like the heat, then with like it's like a spiced ginger snap cookie. Just it's it's such a good mix that you wouldn't expect. It has no business being good, but it just is. It just works.
Yeah, it is a surprisingly good oh, actually, there's one that I also forgot to mention. If you mix gingerbread snapped and Baja Blast, I forgot what it tastes like, but it tastes like something. I'm gonna need to try that now. Let me grab one.
Are we talking like 50-50?
Yeah, 50-50. I don't remember there being much of a smell, but it's the taste where it
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't really smell like anything.
Yeah, try adding more snapped, actually. It's getting closer to the taste that I remember.
It tastes familiar, but I couldn't. I don't know that I could like place what exactly it is that I'm tasting. That is a really good mix, though.
Oh, it kind of tastes like eggnog. That's what I said. It kind of tastes like eggnog.
Okay, let me see if I can. Need to take another sip with that in mind.
I kind of get at what I was saying. It's like it's got a bit of a creamy forward taste and then like a spiced aftertaste, which I think might have made me think it tasted like eggnog at one point. Actually, yeah, it is really good though.
I could definitely see where you're going with that. It. What does it remind me of? I don't know. It's a good. It's a good mix, though.
It is a really good mix. I think I would give that one a 9 out of 10.
I think I'd give it an 8. The flaming hot and snapped. It's a perfect 10 out of 10. W mix.
It's a very good mix.
To quote the famous Todd Howard, it just works.
And then that imitation flamin' hot mix, I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10 for taste. For accuracy, I would give it a 7 out of 10 because the burn from the ginger beer is pretty similar to how Dew Store flamin' hot kind of burned.
The burns have the experience, in my opinion.
1/3 ginger beer to 2/3 regular Mountain Dew. That would probably be more accurate of a taste, but yeah, so maybe we can move on to our final regular Mountain Dew mix.
Just for fun, I'm combining the flamin' hot and snapped with the flamin' hot and Baja into one super mix.
Right, let's see how that goes.
9. It's not as good as just flamin' hot snapped, but it's still pretty good.
That's fair enough.
Flamin' hot is just such a fun dew to mix with.
It is. Gingerbread snapped actually is pretty fun too. What if I mixed gingerbread snapped and LiveWire? Okay, that's like a 4 out of 10. I think it makes LiveWire better, but I'm still giving it a 4 out of 10. The aftertaste of the snapped is very good. Yeah, so it's like LiveWire first, then snapped comes in after. So Holiday Brew, according to the wiki, it says 60% regular, 40% Code Red, I want to say? Or it might be the other way around. Oh, 60 Code Red, 40 OG. But one thing with that is that we don't actually have a source for that information, from what I could tell. That's just what the wiki says. It could be from someone trial and erroring it. We don't really know for sure, but we will honor that. We'll honor that because the fact that we have a percentage at all, might as well take advantage of it.
Okay, 60 Code Red, 40 OG.
Yep. Yeah, I mentioned last episode that Holiday Brew was actually, I tried it once, and that was what got me into Code Red. That was what made me realize Code Red was actually pretty good, and I didn't give it a fair chance the first time I tried it. But kind of watering it down a bit with regular Mountain Dew, I think, kind of made it easier to enjoy.
The smell sure takes me back to Holiday Brew. That's Holiday Brew.
Oh yeah, that is a 10 out of 10 for accuracy.
Oh yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. I would give it like a 7 out of 10.
I think I'd give it like an 8.
Yeah, it's good. It's just Code Red, but easier to drink.
Wow, I would say we were definitely right with the ratio. 60 Code Red, 40 OG. I know I've said this before. Why couldn't they have just had this be a recipe on social media?
Yeah, they didn't really have to release it, but I guess they released it over nothing at that point because there was no Christmas flavor.
So, to make things a little bit more fun, I'm calling this one The Christmas Tree's on Fire.
Uh-oh, get the fire extinguisher. So he is mixing Flamin' Hot into his mixture.
Oh, that's good. It literally just adds a little bit of heat onto the end of the Holiday Brew. That's really good. It doesn't really impact the taste at all, other than the aftertaste having the heat. That works really well. I'd give that a 9.5.
If you happen to have Pitch Black and Purple Thunder at the same time, I would highly recommend mixing them 50-50. I don't have Purple Thunder on hand, actually, but it is a very good mix. Like, kind of the aftertaste, and it just works really well.
If you don't have Pitch Black and you want Pitch Black, you should join the Dew Drinker Discord and buy it from the Dew Mart by Panox.
Yeah, the Dew Market. There's some Canadian sellers on there that are selling Pitch Black from Canada, in date and everything. You don't even have to gamble on like expired cans or expired bottles. Just get some fresh Canadian Pitch Black, which is still in production in Canada.
Very reasonably priced too on like eBay and Amazon, and get yourself some Canadian Summer Freeze as well.
Well, we are both affiliated with the Dew Drinker Discord for the record, but we do personally recommend the Dew Market as the cheapest way to get secondhand Mountain Dew flavors.
What do you got now?
I am going to make a mixture that uses Pitch Black. Based on a suggestion that a lot of people had back in 2022, because there was a flavor of Baja that came out as a giveaway exclusive called Baja Deep Dive, and because there is like a subtle reference to a Pitch Black bottle, so a lot of people suggest mixing Pitch Black with Baja Blast. I think I'll do a quarter, like a 25% Pitch Black, 75% Baja, because the Baja Deep Dive just tastes like Baja mostly.
Yeah, it does. And while Darn's doing that, I'm gonna mix up my personal theory of Deep Dive. Still got some mini cans of Baja Blast. I wish they would have kept making these because I think they're cute.
Probably really good for making cocktails too.
Yeah, they are. Plus, like, sometimes I don't want a whole can of Baja Blast. Like, I just want like a little tiny bit of Baja. These were perfect size. Bring them back, Pepsi. What are you doing?
So it just looks like Pitch Black. Baja Deep Dive does not look like this color. It's good. Doesn't taste like Deep Dive.
One thing I will say, we're talking about Baja Blast. We did find out recently, Baja Blast 1 liters are expanding throughout the country. Originally, they came out earlier this year. They were kind of just exclusive to the West Coast. And in the last couple months, it has gradually expanded its way across the country. I just found them in Ohio, which is pretty exciting. And it's also just another indication that it is permanent, because they don't do 1 liter bottles for LTOs.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so as you can see here, this is what I was referring to. On screen, there's the little pitch black bottle.
Yeah.
Should I?
I won't. I won't tell you to, but you could. You could.
Because I am very confident this does not taste like Deep Dive.
I've mixed in some blueberry syrup. I will say I feel like this is pretty close to the color of Deep Dive.
Yeah, I'd say the color would probably be like similar to the logo, where it's like Baja colored, but it's like a little bit darker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is good with the blueberry. I've got Rose's blueberry syrup.
Oh, that's by the same company that makes that grenadine.
Yes. And I really like the blueberry syrup. I mix it a lot. But works really well with this Baja. Personally, I think it's pretty close to Deep Dive, if I'm being honest.
Personally, actually, back in the day, I did mix the blue amp game fuel with Baja. That tasted kind of like Deep Dive.
I would definitely subscribe to the theory that there's blueberry in Deep Dive.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
I know I've said this. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast before or not. My theory is that, we have the PB bottle on the Deep Dive, like Darn showed. Everyone says, "Oh, that means it's pitch black." I think that if pitch black was in Deep Dive, that they would have revealed the flavor, because Deep Dive came out, and then a couple months later they announced that pitch black's coming back. To me, why wouldn't you reveal the flavor and use that to forward the hype even more? I don't think it makes sense. I just don't think it makes sense. I think the pitch black bottle was kind of just there as a teaser. I think that's all it was.
So USA, everyone knows USA from 2021 and 2017. It, on the can itself, or on the bottle itself, it said whiteout and voltage and code red. But then a user an author on the Tebow.com website, he was kind of playing with the recipe, trying to make an imitation recipe, and like ordered whiteout online, and then figured out that Mountain Dew Ice tastes more like USA. And we don't have Mountain Dew Ice anymore. But what we do have is Starry. It's probably the closest product to it. But it'll be interesting to compare it.
Now, are we just doing 33, 33, 33?
Yes.
Also, if there are any enjoyers of Starry listening, in case you missed it, we found out pretty recently that Pepsi is going to be releasing a Christmas flavor of Starry this year. Pretty excited about that. Cranberry Blizz.
And it could possibly be only 0 sugar. We're not too sure about that
yet. That's what I was sent an order sheet, and only 0 sugar is listed on it. So that's interesting. I think it'll make some people upset.
The thing with Starry is that, like, the prototype labels, it said like 0 sugar, but then I think they planned a full sugar version later. Starry 0 sugar is very good, so I have high hopes for the cranberry version.
I do as well. It's an interesting first choice. I'm surprised we didn't get cherry first, but I'm certainly not complaining about it. I wouldn't even be that excited about a cherry Starry, but it just feels like a very safe bet.
For our Canadians listening as well, there is a 7-Up Zero cranberry also releasing in Canada, so that's cool. All right, yeah. So the color is looking a little oranger than USA, I remember.
Exact.
Wait, the smell is spot on, though. I'll try the whiteout mix first.
Oh, yeah, it is.
tastes like there's something a little bit in the way there. It doesn't taste like Dew SA as I remember it. So I'll try the Starry mix. Okay, it's not 100% accurate, but this is closer.
I would say it's like 85% of the way there.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I would agree with you. This one, the whiteout mix, I would give it a 6 for accuracy.
I would say that it is close enough that anyone that liked Dew SA and misses Dew SA, if you make this mix for yourself, I think it's close enough that you will appreciate it, and you can be reminiscent of Dew SA. Like Darn said, it's definitely not exact, but it's most of the way there. It's a pretty good mix. 8 for taste. I mean, accuracy, I'd give it a 9.
9 for accuracy, I'd give it as well, because I do agree it's very close. Yeah, it is genuinely closer than the whiteout mix.
That's pretty exciting that worked.
Yeah, and you could probably just use a different lemon lime soda. You might get a different effect. We just went with Starry because it's the Pepsi one.
Right. There's no way this is going to be good.
I have hopes.
Let's have a little shot of pickle juice.
I just have a jar of pickles. Got the cheapest one I could get at Walmart. The itty bitty great value tangy dill.
So I don't know what ratio to do with this.
I'll do 50-50.
That's brave. Man, I did a little bit more than 50-50, and it's still just... it just smells like straight pickles.
Was it 2022? Mountain Dew did this event called the Mountain Dew Outpost, where basically a cabin in the woods. They had an event where you could try one of 6 different Mountain Dew.
It was 2022. You're right.
Yeah, and one of them was a summer pop flavor, which that'd be cool if they released a summer pop flavor at some point, right? Yeah, summer pop turned into summer freeze, which came out the year after, and then the year after that in Canada. And then so we have mixed 50-50 pickle juice and regular Mountain Dew. Pickle was one of the other options. It just smells like pickle juice.
I'm regretting my decisions. Let's do it.
Okay.
It's not awful.
Am I crazy for saying I kind of like this?
I kind of do too.
I'd give it a 7 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10.
Definitely wouldn't be like a regular pickup for me, but like this is not bad.
Okay, actually, Tebow, because pickle juice is known for having electrolytes, would you rather drink that or the sport mix that we had earlier?
Probably the pickle stuff, I'm going to be honest.
It's actually really good. Honestly, I would drink more of this. I would go I would buy 12 packs of this.
It's not bad.
Now that I finished that, I'm raising that to like a 9. I'm raising that to a 9. I'm going to be honest. I really like that. That's surprisingly really good. Tebow, you don't look like you're enjoying it as much.
For something about like just that last sip.
The last sip was really refreshing.
Let me see if it's my pickle juice though, because this is not like the pickle juice I'm used to.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I got like actual pickle juice. I think that might make a difference. Like actual.
Yeah. It's not as salty as I was expecting. But if I had the saltiness of pickle juice,
the saltiness, it works really well. I actually really like that.
I want to see it happen. I want, the person that was, God, what do they even call it? The mountaineer, the outpost, the person that, I don't know if you remember this, they posted in the subreddit after the fact, and they said that the top 2 flavors were Summer Pop and Pickle.
Yeah, Pickle did really well.
So, where's it at, Pepsi? Where's it at?
If what I just drank was a faithful recreation of pickle, then I absolutely see why it ranked top 2. I I like the taste of what I just drank more than I do Summer Freeze.
Subway? You want to put this in your fountain machine? So
Ooh,
imagine that with a Subway sandwich.
that would be good. I love pickles.
That might actually work. Hang on.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was a decent mix. Oh, also, I'm assuming you haven't tried Infinite Swirl, have you? Yet?
I have not.
I've shared my thoughts a little bit. I haven't on the show yet. I'm a fan of it. I'm gonna be excited to hear what you think once you get your hands on it, but I kind of think that it's literally just 2010 Typhoon, and I'm not mad about it.
I'll have to see. I think I might be able to get it next week, but
Sweet. Yeah, I'll be excited to hear what you think.
we got it. Korean Mountain Dew Zero Sugar Blue.
Shout out to Panox.
We both got it from Panox. The Dew Market, it got it briefly, but then it sold out quickly. Just be patient once again, you know.
What, in like 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's got a cool design. It's
I
a lot
love the
like
design.
the Dark Berry Bash at Applebee's design, but with a shark on it.
The random shark.
Yeah.
I really, this can is so pretty. This might be like one of my favorite can designs, honestly.
And there's like the Korean Mountain Dew logo, I think that is on the back.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to them writing out the full name. I really like the look of the logo on the front. I think it looks really nice.
I think I prefer the abbreviated logo. I think it just works better with the branding, but
That's fair.
yeah, like internationally, a lot of countries they use this logo instead.
I think Canada for a while was using. When did Canada switch?
2012 to 2017. Because 2017, I think, was when like they updated the design from like that all green, and then with the spikes, and then they changed it to this one.
I hated that design.
And that was also when they rebranded from Citrus Charge to regular Mountain Dew. Allegedly, it's lemon black raspberry.
Ooh, that smells very lemony.
Yeah, that is good. And also, I'll just kind of see what it looks like pouring. I'm doing this right over my keyboard I just bought, by the way.
It's certainly voltage color looking.
Nope, not when you look at it, though.
Oh, really? Darker?
Yeah, no, that's like dark berry bash blue.
Oh, you know what? I can definitely... I sort of see it. I'm trying to think. It smells like a sour candy, but I'm not sure what sour candy it smells like.
Yeah, all right. Guess we'll give it a shot, give it a try. That is not what I was expecting.
I just got hit with like so many different waves of flavors there. First and foremost, for this being zero sugar, this is very flavorful.
It is very good.
This is a very tasty zero sugar. I kind of forgot it was zero for a second.
It has a zero-ish aftertaste to me. I'm trying to remember. I've tasted this aftertaste before. It's like a unique aftertaste.
Yeah. Almost like a Spark Zero like aftertaste, in my opinion.
Yeah, Spark Zero. It tastes a lot like Spark Zero with the aftertaste.
But the berry flavor, because like I'm kind of getting the lemon first and then the berry, but then the aftertaste is kind of taking me back to the lemon. I like this. This is pretty good.
For me, it like tastes like blackberry. I'm getting like a very natural blackberry taste to it.
Yeah.
Definitely not a voltage zero sugar, I don't think, though. As we mentioned before,
I wish it was closer, but yeah,
Yeah, it's way different. Pretty light on flavor, but it's pretty nice.
It's light, but it's very refreshing.
Yeah.
I really like that. You definitely get the zero aftertaste, but I don't think it's if you don't like the aftertaste of zeros, it'll probably make you not like it. But I think it's one of the better zero sugar flavors I've had.
This one doesn't have as much acid as a zero sugar Mountain Dew usually has. I think they might have substituted lemon juice or just the lemon flavoring to kind of balance out the sweeteners. I keep burping, sorry.
It's all right.
It's definitely different from what I expected. It is pretty good. Would I get it again? I'm actually not. I don't think I would get it again, but for what it is a very solid zero sugar Mountain Dew flavor.
I think for me, whether I'd get it again would depend on the price. Right, because if I could get a couple cans for like $10, sure. But if FYE was selling this can for $15, no. And no, I would not get it again.
Tebow out here being hating on Fi.
They'll never sponsor us now.
Unbelievable. How will we ever get by without being sponsored by Fi, dude?
True.
I love being able to buy Pitch Black for $15. A worse version of Pitch Black for $15. I don't know what you're saying, Tebow, but I would graciously accept a sponsorship from FYE. We'll edit this video in retrospect if FYE sponsors us.
The more I'm drinking it, like there's definitely like a sour candy vibe to it, and I just can't place what sour candy it's reminding me of.
The only thing that comes to mind for me is those ropes, like the rainbows.
It's like on the tip of my tongue. Like I just I don't think it's Warheads, but like some sort of blue sour candy. I don't know. It's a pleasant flavor though. The sour candiness I'm getting to it. Definitely, I would recommend it. Um, I think it's definitely worth trying, especially if you like zero sugars. This is very much worth trying. Um, well, would I rate it?
I could pull up the tier list and we could put it on the tier list.
We could throw it on the tier list. That would be kind of fun. Just from now on, whenever flavors get added, we can just retroactively update the tier list. Definitely, I'm thinking it's better than Blue Shock.
Yeah, I was looking at that section. I think I would put it.
I'm torn because I like it.
I like it less than Euronova. I think if there's anything close to it on C tier, it would probably be Euronova.
If my personal bias for Euronova aside, I think I would agree with you.
All right, that is the full tier list. Even fuller now than it was last time, slightly by one additional can.
As of June 2024.
I think with that, that concludes our mixing episode of the Team Supernova podcast.
Heck yeah. It's a lot of fun.
As always, I really appreciate everyone's support on the podcast so far. And thank you, Tebow, for having me on the podcast once again.
Of course. Outro.
Outro.